got the vehicle. 75 northbound. Just got on. That's a black Jeep.
Looking through her banking records, it looked like she called your business for assistance.
When they tried to use the card, it just kept getting declined.
Maybe you can tell me if that's who it was.
Did you kill Sonia?
October 13th, 2025. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement receives an urgent request from Interpol. UK authorities need their help with a missing persons case. 3 days ago, on October 10th, 32-year-old content creator Sonia Exelby left her home in Portsmouth, England, and flew to Gainesville, Florida. She was scheduled to fly back home today, but airline records indicate Sonia missed her flight. Concerned loved ones report she's not responding to texts or phone calls either. There's another reason Sonia's disappearance sets off alarm bells. She has a history of severe mental health issues. After a suicide attempt in 2024, she received treatment. However, evidence found on Sonia's computer indicates her dark impulses have returned. She's been frequenting adult websites, sharing violent sexual and suicidal fantasies in their chat forums. Based on this evidence, authorities are concerned that in her unwell state, Sonia may have fallen prey to someone she met online. Now the race is on to find her before it's too late. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement immediately takes action. They gain access to Sonia's bank account records and uncover a potential clue. On October 11th, the day after she landed in Gainesville, a local company made multiple failed attempts to charge Sonia's bank card. That company, Solver Wolf Roadside Assistance, is owned by 53-year-old Dwayne Hall. The next day, an investigator makes contact with Dwayne.
Hello, this is Dwayne with Solver Wolf Roadside. How can I help you?
Hey, my name is Calvin Lee. I'm a special agent with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement out of the Gainesville area. And here, we got a weird request. So, we are helping out the United Kingdom police with a missing person. And looking through her banking records, it looked like she called your business for assistance probably 2 or 3 days ago, and the payment was declined. Her name would have been Sonia Exelby. Is that ringing a bell?
Yes and no.
Okay. Basically, she's reported missing and suicidal. So we're trying to track her down, and we know that 3 days ago she landed at Gainesville Airport and got in a rental car and was heading south. So, like I said, through the banking records, it shows that that there was a decline charge from your company. So we're assuming that, I guess, she needed assistance.
Yeah, she broke down, needed a tire change.
Okay.
And was requesting to be transported the rest of the way to her location, but declined payments. We ain't gonna touch that.
Okay. So
We have to be paid for our services.
Right. So you did change the tire and the payment got declined, or that payment went through and
We never showed up.
Oh, okay. Did she say where she was wanting to go to, her final destination?
Did not say.
Okay.
She was very secretive about everything.
Okay. Did she ever provide her name? Does that name Sonia or Sonia Exelby? Was that the name she provided? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember where she said exactly she was? Like where her vehicles broke down at?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Somewhere out around Riddick. It was out of our service area anyway.
Riddick?
Yeah.
Okay.
After speaking with Dwayne, detectives verify that Sonia reserved an Airbnb in Riddick, a small town 25 miles south of Gainesville. On October 15th, investigators head to the Airbnb. When they arrive, Sonia's not there. There's no trace of her personal belongings either. Yet, based on the discarded food and trash inside the residence, it's clear to investigators that someone has been there. In the bedroom, police make a troubling discovery. There appears to be blood on a comforter. Investigators also find human hair in the trash. The hair is long and brunette in color, just like Sonia's.
Hey man, Miss Carolyn just got here with the cadaver dogs.
The next day, authorities bring in a search dog to canvass the surrounding property.
I don't really see that much.
No.
The dog gives no signal. If Sonia is dead, her body isn't here. As investigators continue combing through the trash, they recover several crumpled store receipts. The receipts are dated October 10th, the same day Sonia flew to Gainesville. The list of purchases include a shovel, rope, and gun cleaner. Even more suspicious, the receipts are timestamped at 5:47 p.m. and 5:54 p.m. That's approximately the same time Sonia's flight from England landed at the airport, which means she couldn't have made these purchases herself. As crime scene techs continue processing the Airbnb for DNA and fingerprint evidence, investigators trace the receipts to a store in Gainesville and request their security footage from October 10th. When they review the footage, authorities make a major discovery. The buyer behind those receipts is Dwayne Hall. In addition, investigators obtain security footage from the Gainesville airport. It turns out Sonia never rented a car. The footage shows she was picked up by Dwayne in his black Jeep around 6:30 p.m., less than an hour after he was caught on tape at the store. To investigators, the video evidence proves Dwayne's story was a lie. It also means Dwayne may have been the last person Sonia was with before she went missing.
We got the vehicle. It's I-75 northbound. Just got on. Outside lane.
On October 17th, authorities track down Dwayne.
The number 2 lane, we're in the number 1 lane. That's a black Jeep.
When police pull him over, they discover he's not alone. Dwayne's wife is in the car with him.
Sorry, babe.
He explains she recently had a double lung transplant and they're headed to a doctor's appointment.
I'm more worried about her.
I know.
Cooperate with you, but
yeah. Hey, listen, don't worry about her. We're not gonna put her out any kind of way. Okay, we're gonna figure something out. All right?
Police detain Dwayne and transport him to a nearby police station for questioning.
So they're on the right. That couch is right there. Yep, right there.
His wife is put in a separate vehicle and escorted to her appointment. Authorities impound Dwayne's Jeep for forensic processing. Inside the vehicle, detectives locate his cell phone.
Mr. Hall, my name's Rebecca.
I'll pass.
You'll pass? Okay.
Hi, Mr. Hall.
hello.
When investigators sit down and confront Dwayne, he confesses he did pick a woman up from the airport on October 10th. He says a wealthy client, a man by the name of Harold, hired him to do it.
He called me up. I was working in Gainesville, shift ended at 6. He called me up and he said, hey, I need you to go pick somebody up from Gainesville Airport.
Okay.
I picked somebody up from Gainesville Airport, female. Tried to make small talk with him. They told me basically, and I'm barely even paraphrasing here, shut up, I don't talk to the help.
Okay.
This is what this person said? Okay.
Shut up, I don't talk to the help.
Okay. So you described the person that you picked up at the airport, and I have a picture.
Yeah, who do you? Show me.
I am hoping that maybe you can tell me if that's who it was.
It is who it was.
Okay.
So, I don't need my glasses for that.
You don't even need your glasses.
Dwayne identifies Sonia Exelby as the woman he picked up on October 10th. He says he drove her to the Airbnb where Harold was waiting for them.
She got out of my vehicle, walked up to him like she knew him, gave him a hug, hopped in. What was that? Maybe a 70s Cadillac Eldorado with separate driver, all blacked out, and they left.
And this was Harold.
Harold.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think that's a real name either.
To verify his story, police ask Dwayne for Harold's contact information, but Dwayne says there's a problem. Any proof of communication between him and Harold has mysteriously vanished from his phone.
I'm really hating all of it right now because I can't prove the other side of this. Any digital footprint that I had is missing. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to, how am I supposed to make you guys believe my part of the thing in this when everything looks like I had something to do with this right now,
Would you allow us to dump your phone? Do a phone extraction of the whole phone? We can try to find these things that maybe, because a lot of times when we do a digital extraction of a device, sometimes we can find things that people delete. So people delete text messages and things get deleted, but they're still retained on the phone, on the hard drive. It's just that the space is reallocated to empty space, so you don't see that it's deleted. You see that it's deleted, but it's still on there. Would you be willing to do that?
Well, I mean, I don't really see a problem with it, but I don't really.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I don't really like.
Because
if I say no, what are you going to do? You're going to turn around. You're going to get a warrant. And you're going to go take a look any way.
I'm just asking because you mentioned you want to be helpful. You're saying
I do want to be helpful.
No. And let me finish though. You're saying stuff has vanished from your phone, so I want to try to get to the bottom of that. If that's
Yeah, what do you want? What do you want? If you want something specific, I have no problem with it. If you want to dump my call logs, and you want to dump my text feeds, and you want to dump my emails,
okay,
I might not have a problem with that.
Okay.
But the rest of my stuff, that's my personal man. Okay. Okay? That's my porn. But you know what you're looking at my porn, man.
Okay.
But and
wait, I gotta ask: is it porn that you've made, or is it porn that you just look at?
It ain't nothing that you want to see.
You into some weird stuff?
Well, what do you think? If I don't want you seeing it, then probably just anyone else.
Well, that's why I'm at. Why do you think I'm asking? I interview a lot of different people, so I'm like, there ain't nothing you can tell me that would surprise me either.
Dwayne volunteers that he's been banned from one of his favorite porn sites. The name of the adult website is already familiar to investigators. It's one of the website's UK authorities found in Sonia's browsing history.
And so, what got you banned? Whether fair or not.
I don't know.
So what kind of stuff did you like to talk about on? And you're not going to shock me because, like I said, I've been on.
Let's see. On hard bondage.
Okay.
I like hard bondage.
Okay. Is that, you think that's what got you
That's
banned from money?
That's not what got me banned.
I was like, there's no way you got banned from.
It seems like somebody took offense to something I've said, like on a comment or something like that. And you can comment on pictures or posts or have a conversation in live feeds or whatever. Not live feeds, but comment feeds or whatever. Yeah. I think something there might have got me banned because there's certain words that you're not allowed to use, and that list seems to be ever growing by the month. But like I said, I haven't been on there for a long time.
What are the words?
Basically anything violent. Okay. Anything violent or aggressive, too aggressive.
Like snuff type stuff?
Between snuff type stuff and rape and other assorted violent stuff like that.
So the reason why I'm having this discussion with you is that our missing person was also involved in those types of fantasies and violent ideations. So if she came over here with the intention of fulfilling some of those fantasies, bondage, violent sexual fantasies, I'm not saying necessarily rape, but definitely violent sexual fantasies, and then at the end of it, she wants to end her life.
If you're trying to put me in line with something like that, I'm going to tell you right now, it's been all about my wife since she damn near died. Mm-hmm. I have no interest in anything to do with anything like that with another woman.
So you understand that when we find her, and we will find her, that if you helped her and you're not telling us the truth about that now, that it's going to look really bad.
Did you find her?
What I'm saying is...
Did you find her though? I mean, but at the same time, as I said, I don't really know what happened to her. Don't know what happened. I don't know where it happened. I don't know anything about anything on that end of it.
Dwayne shuts down the interview and requests a lawyer. While she waits for her medical appointment, Dwayne's wife speaks with investigators. When they ask about her husband's whereabouts this past weekend, she says Dwayne told her a wealthy client had booked him for an overnight job.
So he basically didn't tell you anything about the weekend, what the job was or anything like that, other than just working on a bunch of
really pretty cars.
Okay. Really pretty cars. Okay. And has there ever been any overnight work up until this one? This was the first time but this is that sounds like a pretty big account or something like that for them to
Yeah, he was really looking forward to it.
Okay. Has he been acting weird or strange here the last few days since all this happened, or?
Just nervous about you guys.
Really?
He's been really scared about you guys. Like, why are the cops
How's he
involved?
acting? I mean, he's like staying in the house, peeking out the windows and stuff? Nothing like that. He's just curious what's going on with the credit. Why do they talk to him about the credit card?
Yeah, why are cops being involved over a declined card?
Gotcha. So did he explain what happened or anything with the credit card? Or?
No, just that somebody tried to pay for one of his. Somebody tried to call him out for a jump start or something, and they tried to pay. Since it wasn't through insurance, they had to pay in advance.
Okay.
And when they tried to use the card, it just kept getting declined.
Back at the police station, investigators find explicit new evidence on Dwayne's cell phone. A deleted video taken of Sonia on October 11th at the Airbnb. In the video, Sonia appears disheveled and distressed. She has visible cuts and bruises on her face and body. In the background, Dwayne can be heard taunting her. The chilling video has investigators worried Sonia may be dead, and they suspect Dwayne may know what happened to her. However, without a body or a confession, there's still no slam-dunk proof of his possible involvement. Later that day, as the search for Sonia continues, Dwayne makes a request.
Did you need us for something?
Yes.
If
you got a minute, I'd like to talk to you. Both. Well,
okay.
More you than you, I think.
Okay. Well,
what would you like to talk about?
I want to recant basically my entire statement.
You want to recant your entire statement?
Yes.
Okay. Well, before we talked about when we ended the interview, you had mentioned wanting an attorney, so that presents a conundrum for us. So
I can go as far as I did the last time, but I want to recant everything because I'm many things, but I can't stand being a liar. I can't stand it.
Okay. So if you want to talk to us more, I want to make it abundantly clear that before you asked us for an attorney, so we stopped talking to you.
I understand the consequences. I want to start over, and I want to give you guys from the beginning, the whole thing from the beginning.
After investigators reread him his rights, Dwayne seems ready to come clean.
I met Sonia and we started talking. And she was telling me about all of her stuff and things like that. So I started kind of mentoring her. And this was probably about 2 years ago. And I wanted to make her life better. I didn't want her to kill herself.
Dwayne says that under his self-described mentorship, Sonia's outlook on life seemed to improve. Until this past year.
She just didn't want to be disturbed anymore, basically. It's the only way I can put that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to keep that promise.
Who didn't want to be disturbed?
Her.
Sonia didn't want to be disturbed.
Didn't want to be disturbed anymore. She didn't want to be bothered by the trappings of humanity, so to speak, anymore. Mm-hmm. She wanted it to be done. She wanted it to be over.
According to Dwayne, Sonia's desire to end her life was the catalyst for her trip to Florida.
When did the planning for that start?
About a year ago. I know we had a couple of failed things because my wife kept taking really bad turns. And eventually, my wife got really, really sick. Really, really sick. sick. And that's when it started working out like a cover story.
Whose cover story was it? I'm sorry.
It's hers. And, well, we came up with it together. And
So Harold and all that, that's all.
that was all bullshit because that's what she wanted. That's what we came up with.
Yeah.
After he and Sonia arrived at the Airbnb, Dwayne says things turned physical.
We did play a little bit. It's true. We a couple of times, but I only got off once because I was not into it. I couldn't help but think I was betraying my wife every time I tried.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
Can we talk about the sex that you had with Sonia? Are you willing to talk about that?
We can try. She definitely made it very clear that she wanted really rough, aggressive
Sex.
play.
Okay. Was there, because you talked about people that were experienced doing it, that you're very experienced with this, did you have a safe word?
She decided that because of her situation, she didn't want a safe word.
Okay.
There was no safe word.
Okay. Did she ever do anything during the time that you spent with her where it seemed like maybe she had changed her mind?
No. Actually, she got really upset with me because I quit. I was not into it whatsoever, and I quit. And I didn't want to sleep with her. I didn't want to play bondage games with her or anything. I just wanted to be done. She got upset. And she didn't do what she was supposed to do. Sonia, she didn't do what she was supposed to do.
What was she supposed to do?
She was supposed to bring cash. She wasn't supposed to bring cards. She was supposed to bring cash.
Help me understand, what was the cash supposed to be for?
That helped me pay off the IRS.
Okay.
I owed the IRS almost $10,000 for the last 2 years. And she volunteered to help me pay that off and ease some of my financial stress because we went through a really bad period.
Because of your wife being sick?
Yep.
So her cards, you said that she was supposed to pay cash, but she didn't bring cash, so she had cards. And so how did the cards play out?
She still wanted to help me out financially, so she had me run the one card over and over and over again because she swore me down that there was money on there, and that's not a lie.
Did you kill Sonia?
I can't tell you that.
Dwayne insists he can't divulge any more details because of a promise he made to Sonia.
So you feel like you would be breaking that promise if you told us where she was?
I can't confirm nor deny that, but I can't break my promise about anything regarding that. I can't tell you where she went, and I can't tell you anything about it.
And you can't tell us because of the promise?
Yes.
On the heels of Dwayne's cryptic statement, there's a major break in the case. Search teams locate human remains in Marion Oaks, a rural area approximately 29 miles south of Sonia's Airbnb. Investigators are unable to make a positive identification at the scene, but they recover another piece of incriminating evidence. Near the body, they find a label for a shovel. It's for the same exact brand of shovel that Dwayne bought before he met up with Sonia. The remains are taken to the Marion County Medical Examiner's office. Pending the ME's report, investigators decide to arrest Dwayne on related charges.
You're being placed under arrest for credit card fraud, for using Sonia's cards.
You're charging me for credit card fraud?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
More charges coming, right?
I don't know. I just tell you, like, right now you're getting charged with credit card fraud.
Okay.
Do you expect more charges coming? Did you expect something different?
Yeah. But we're not going to go there.
The following day, on October 18th, the medical examiner confirms the victim is Sonia Exelby. Her cause of death, 4 sharp force injuries to her body. It appears she was brutally stabbed to death. As investigators continue building their case against Dwayne, they discover that on October 11th, Sonia messaged a friend via a chat app. In what appears to be her final message, Sonia doesn't mention Dwayne's name, but she expresses fear and regret. 9 days later, on October 27th, Dwayne calls his wife from jail. In the call, he pointedly mentions that before his arrest, he sent a package to a friend. Officers have been monitoring Dwayne's calls. Via one of his social media accounts, they track down the friend and retrieve the package. Inside, they find a bloody knife. Forensic testing results are conclusive. The blood on the knife is Sonia's. Dwayne's DNA is found on the knife, too. On November 17, 2025, Dwayne Hall is formally arrested and charged with the murder and kidnapping of Sonia Exelby. Dwayne pleads not guilty, and a judge orders him to remain behind bars until his trial.
These circumstances that there is no condition of bond that would assure your presence in court, keep the community safe, and the facts of this case, there is a large amount of evidence against you.
His trial date has yet to be announced. As family and friends wait for justice to be served, Sonia Exelby's death serves as a tragic reminder of the vulnerability and susceptibility of people suffering from mental health issues. If you or someone you know is in crisis, call 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can also call the network previously known as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255. Text HOME to 741-741. Or visit speakingofsuicide.com/resources for additional help.